back this up. Right? Okay, we're good. We're on. Okay. Hello, everybody. Premier League prediction video. Word Life. We got Hunter here. Hunter, say hi.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. And Mike here. Mike, say hi. Okay. So let's just get right into this. We're not doing this 45 minutes like last time. So, okay, here we go. Who's going first?
We'll do Joe Corrado and me.
All right.
Okay.
So, last to first?
Yes. Yep. So first.
All right. So, team I have in last place is Sheffield. Yeah, I just don't think they're that good. Good for them for making the league, but they're not good enough. Mike?
In 20th for me, I've got Brighton.
Oh, bold.
Anthony Knockaert. Can't carry him forever. 20th for me, I also have Sheffield United. Again, congrats to them for making it to the Prem this year, but I really don't see them staying in the Prem for another year.
All right. 19th, got Southampton. They were on the brink last year, but they managed to escape. But their talent is getting picked off one by one, so their time has come to an end. Too many talented teams.
In 19, I also have Southampton. Just lack of making any formal additions. James Ward-Prowse being the only player of class really in the team. Nothing really to build off of. 19, I have. I really don't want to say Southampton, but I'm going to say Southampton. And I really feel like Southampton might be able to pull it off this year. I feel like 19 to 16 are going to be really close this year. So I'll say Southampton to 19.
All right, on to 18. I got Norwich. Oh, it's on backwards. Yeah, Norwich. I think they're going to do not too bad, but I feel like all the other teams who are going to stay in the league are just that much better than them, and they'll unfortunately be going back to the championship.
And 18 for me, I as well have Norwich again. Norwich never has had any talent, and any players that they've developed have been poached by every team in the Premier League, Harry Kane being one of them. And yeah, who would have thought? But yeah, they've got nothing. So I don't see them staying up. At 18, I also have Norwich. But again, I really think 16 to 19 are going to be really close. So.
All right, so 17th, I got. Oh, I'm bad at this. Newcastle. Yeah, the fans are pissed off at them. The players are probably going to be pissed off, so that's not a good sign. So they'll be lucky to stay in the league.
17, I've got Sheffield. I think they're staying up just because they've got a decent fan base, and they had a great showing against Bournemouth the first week. And I think they, at least if they build momentum and can win against some of the lower level teams, they can make a decent push. Okay, here's Hunter's first hot take. Oh no. 17, I got Crystal Palace.
Oh, you're doing you mean 18? No, 17, 17. Yeah, that's right. I'm stupid. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I got 17. Crystal Palace. I don't know. I don't feel like Zaha's heart's in it anymore. I'm not sure I can carry them up another year. So, I don't know. But again, 19 to 16 is going to be close.
All right, coming in 16th, I have Brighton. I think their team is good enough like last year, but they're not spectacular, so they're not going to be top 10 or anything. So they'll come close to relegation, but they'll manage to have enough talent to beat it.
16, I've got Newcastle. The club is obviously in like shambles, and they're just never going to make an impact. And once Rafa left, the team had no backbone. Me too.
All right. So that's your 16? Okay, so 15.
Wait, who did I have at 19? Brighton?
Yeah.
Gotta write my name down.
Okay.
18, I said Southampton.
No, you had Southampton 19, Brighton 18.
Brighton, Southampton switched.
Yeah.
Okay. 17, I had Norwich. And then 16, I had Crystal Palace. Wait.
No, you had Crystal Palace.
17, you had Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, right. Newcastle. You haven't said Norwich yet.
Crystal Palace. 16. Who did I just say?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Great. I agree with the crowd. Great. Okay.
All right. On a 15, I have Burnley. I had high hopes for them last year, and they failed on me. So, yeah, shame on you. I just don't think they're good enough to really compete like they did 2 years ago. So they're stuck in 15th.
15, I've got Villa. They look good coming up in the championship, and I think they can rise up and just play really well in the Prem.
15, I also got Villa. No, I really feel like they're going to be the big leap from 16 to 15. Like, I think they'll probably be at least 9 points ahead of relegation this year, which I feel like is good for them. And then actually maybe get more signings and then even better. So 15 Villa.
Yep. 14 Villa. Same reasons really, just one better.
14 Burnley. Tom Heaton's a good goalie in my eyes. I don't know.
You and I got the same shit going on here.
I know, right? But Burnley's a decent team.
All right.
Yeah, I got Burnley at 14 as well. So.
Okay, 13 got Crystal Palace. I always said that they would suck, and they never suck. So I'm giving you guys a shot, and I think you guys are good enough to be like 13.
I'd like to go back to my last point of saying Burnley at 14. I just also remember that Tom Heaton plays for Villa. So either way, Burnley, I just feel like is a more deep team out in the pitch rather than the goaltending area. Anyways, 13, I've got Crystal Palace. They were able to keep Zaha. Understandably, he's not still in the same mindset as the team as he was seasons before. They lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but I don't think the drop off is going to be as extreme as a lot of people think.
All right, 13. I have another hot take here. I said it last year, and I'm going to say it again this year. Leicester City. Wow. I really don't feel like they don't have the magic table. Especially now, it's like they don't have Mahrez anymore, and that's a killer. And then, I don't know, obviously Conte's gone, and so I feel like the whole team, it's like they're not going to perform as well. But I feel like 13 years might be this year. Right, and Harry Maguire's gone. I really don't see them being at least. I definitely don't see them top 10. So 13, I feel like it's good for them.
All right, going to 12, I have Bournemouth. They always seem to be a very electric team, but the problem is, like on the ball, they're not that great. But for a small team, they keep beating the odds, and I think like looking at where they are, 12th is nice, and they just need to focus on defense. But yeah, I got them 12.
12. I have Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth have only sort of went down for me in what I've thought of them. Yes, they've got like a good attacking front and whatnot, but every season it always seems like there's one game I can pick out where Bournemouth shits the bed, and it's like indicative of the rest of their season. The season before was when they blew that lead against Everton, and this season, first game, they just shit the bed in the 87th against Villa. So, not Villa, Sheffield. So
I'm usually pretty high up on Bournemouth, but I also have Bournemouth at 12. I usually want to say Bournemouth's going to be top 10, but I really don't see them happening this year. So I got Bournemouth at 12. Oh, also, wait. I said Newcastle, not Norwich, correct?
Yeah.
Norwich, not Newcastle.
I said Newcastle.
Okay, just making sure.
All right, 11, I have West Ham. It's gone to the point where they have big club like treatment, but they just like they're mediocre club talent. So I think they're good enough with the players they have to not suck, but I think once again they're just going to disappoint. So 11's a good spot for them.
11, I have West Ham as well. I think they stay a little bit competitive, though. They did make their record signing when they brought Haller in from Frankfurt. But they lost Arnautovic and they lost Aubameyang. So I feel like the drop-off is going to outweigh the influx of what Haller brings to the team.
11, I got Norwich. That's high. I know.
That's high.
That's high. I don't know. I really feel like with some teams coming out of the championship, I really feel like they have a lot to prove. And I really feel like Norwich is the team from like promotion this season that could surprise everybody. I really feel like every year there's always like one team that like pleasantly surprises everybody. Like Wolves last year, right? Mm-hmm. Like who would have thought that was gonna happen? And then like this year, I know they didn't make as many signings as Wolves did last year, but I still got I'm on the Norwich bandwagon here.
Okay, top 10 time. At 10, I got Watford. They're a talented team. They're very good in midfield. The problem is they're too inconsistent, and I gave them too much crap last year for being not good, and they shut me up. But nah, they have talent. They just need to fix their consistency. If they do that, they can get Europa League.
10, I got Watford as well. Watford didn't really
Jeez.
lose anyone this transfer window, and if anything, they brought in Sarr. Young. Like I put him, but the dude is a freaking bullet. He's so fast, and he's 21, so I feel like he's got a good future with the club. Troy Deeney obviously has been Mr. Consistent in that team, and I think they continue to stay relevant.
10, I'm gonna one up you guys from your 11. I got West Ham at 10.
Well, I usually hate them.
Huh?
Usually hate them.
Yeah, I know, but I really feel like I don't know. I really feel like again, like not like they just got promoted, but I'm just saying like some teams I really feel like they just need to have a new energy coming into a season, and I feel like this season for them it's like a make or break year for them. You know, like if you're not consistently being in the like you're not consistently being good in the Prem, you might as well just hit the reset button. So I feel like it's either reset button for them or go all out. So
They're the Atlanta Braves of Premier League. It feels like.
Yeah, we're American. All right. So at 9, I have Leicester. The last few years, they seem to be just like doing fine, like bottom top 10. Not good bottom, bad bottom. But they still have a lot of talent on that team, and they still have a lot of money from a few years ago by title in Champions League. So yeah, I don't think they're as bad as Hunter will say. That means they'll probably get like 19th this year, but I haven't 9th.
Once again, following the trend of somehow always having the same things go, I've got 9 Leicester as well. They've been consistent even after winning the championship, as even though everyone thought there was either the fall off or the rise, either way they've still managed to stay competitive in the league and play up to the level of the Big Four.
9, one up in you again from your 10. I got Watford at 9. So pretty much same idea here, but
All right. 8, I have Everton. This should be the year they get their 7th place back after sucking last year, but since it's Everton,
we're at 8.
What?
We're at 8.
Yeah, I just said 8.
You said 7th place.
No, they should get 7th place because yeah, because they've always been like sloppy 7th to the top 6. But they still have a lot of talents. Just they kind of suck half the time, and they're way too inconsistent. And there's been a new 7th place team that will be previewed in the next round.
All right. For me at 8, I've got Wolves. They had a fantastic season last year. Don't get me wrong. It's just I feel like this season, obviously, the drop off after being so good with a team that isn't really filled out to the level of a lot of other teams. Don't get me wrong. Raúl Jiménez is a good ad, and Don Decker from Anderlecht, the Belgian dude, who's always on the national team. But I just see them as a team that can't really get over that hump of getting into the elites of the league, but stay always in the middle.
8. I don't want to say it's a hot take, but it might be a hot take. I got Chelsea at 8. Wow.
Yeah, I know you're going for that.
I don't know, dude. Like, did you like? I don't know, man. Week 1, United 4-0. Dude, I mean, I have United fairly high up, but I mean, dude, like, I mean, they're terrible. They're terrible. Terrible. Dude, Frank Lampard's the manager. It's a joke. They're a joke. They're not making Champions League this year, and they're not even going to make Europa League. It's a joke. So, 8, Chelsea.
Yeah, 7, I got Wolves. Solid amount of talent, solid amount of money. That's a key to being a solid team in the Premier League, and I think they're better than Everton if they work at it. But barring a London team that wears blue, I don't think they're getting top 6.
7, I've got Chelsea. Once again, like we said time and time again, Chelsea are just god awful. Getting rid of Mourinho towards the end of his tenure was probably one of the worst decisions that Roman Abramovich has made as owner of the club.
Yeah, and then they won the Premier League next year.
Yeah, well, what happened after that?
They just got
He had
mad at
Conte,
Conte.
he had Conte for 1 year, and then
So they had him for. They won with one of them.
But either way, since then it's been completely downhill. Spending boatloads of money on Jorginho and Drinkwater, Pulisic, and just seeing them fall off the cliff.
Hunter
You can't really
15-15. Hunter 15-15. If you're keeping track.
Wait, oh yeah.
Yeah. Chelsea 7.
7. I got Wolves. I really feel like they're gonna do. I think they'll do better than like last season. Because last season they had like 55 points.
Yeah, that was a bet.
Maybe 8.
I don't really memorize the
55 to
points. I
60.
memorize the
It
spots.
was less than 60. It was around like 55.
They had a good
I feel like this year. It's gonna be a very competitive year. I don't think it's gonna be like the 98, 97 for 1 and 2 this year, but I really can see like Wolves getting like 60 points, and then like the 1 and 2 teams getting like 85 this season.
All right, number 6, I have crappy blue Chelsea. They suck, but they'll somehow get 6th because I don't know. The second half of the season in the Premier League is weird.
6, I have Everton. I think they're like a solid team for the most part all around. Understand that Pickford can be a dirt, but a lot of times, but bringing in like Moise Keane, and I'm not even gonna try his name. His name's like Ukarunkarunku, but fuck it. He's a decent player. They brought in decent talent and fill holes that they need to fill. So I think they'll make it that high and get 6th.
Oh, sorry. 6. I got United. No, what? No, I'm changing it. No, I got Arsenal at 6.
Oh,
I got Arsenal at 6. Yeah, Arsenal at 6. I don't feel like. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like they're better than the 4 teams ahead of them, or 5 teams ahead of them rather. So I feel like it'll be like a competitive year with them. Again, I feel like it's gonna be a closer year this year than it was like the 25 points it was last year from first to third. But I feel like it'll be more competitive, but I just don't see them being better than the teams I have ahead of them. So
all right. 5th, I have Man U. Their offense their attacking is too inconsistent, and their 3 young guys has really cost them in the past. But their defense looked fine yesterday against Chelsea, so we'll see how that goes. But I just don't think they're as good as the top 4.
5, I have Arsenal. It would be an Arsenal team with the defense. So clearly, Arsenal's defense, or lack thereof, is going to be its downfall continually. You can have Aubameyang and Lacazette run on top, but it doesn't mean anything the moment the ball goes past the 50-yard line. You have no one back there to stop it.
right. 6. I got Arsenal.
5th.
Or sorry, 5. Wait, yeah. 5. I got United. Sorry, 5. I got United. Sorry. Yeah. 5. I got United. I think they'll be better than last year. I'm really kind of buying into like last year's a different year than what they're really capable of. Because like obviously it was a shitty year with them last year. Like Pogba sucked, God De Gea sucked, everyone just sucked. And I feel like I don't want to blame Mourinho for that, but I really feel like it's gonna change this year with like Oli. And I don't know. I feel like this year's gonna be better. So I got 5. Not much better, but better.
4th, I have Arsenal. Their defense does suck, but when their attack is that much better than about 60% of the league's attacks, it will do that much damage on paper, which I think they will improve on because last year in the second half they sucked, and I think the guys will realize that they have to put out a full year of effort, but they're still not going to be as good as the top 3.
All right. 4, I've got United. Week 1, really good showing against Chelsea.
Again, but it's Chelsea.
No, understandably. But I mean, Harry Maguire looked really good. Slaphead, good old slaphead. He looked pretty good. The front attacking 3, like Joe said, are very young, but obviously have the ability.
They're not very young. They're
I think
young.
What?
They're
not young.
They're young. I mean, you can't see what I'm doing right now.
We went over this. What, Jesse Lingard's 26.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like Marcus Rashford has hit his ceiling, but Martial I think is still has a little bit of ways to go. But Maguire looked good. De Gea looked good. Pogba didn't look like dog shit. I think they can turn it around.
All right. 4.
Yep.
Y'all are going to be like, Hunter, what are you talking about? Or like, Hunter, are you sure?
I know what you're going to say. 4.
I got Everton.
Hunter, what are you talking about?
I have
Hunter, are you
Everton
sure?
at 4. What's up?
I said, Hunter, what are you talking about? Hunter, are you sure?
I know what I'm talking about, and yes, I'm sure. I feel like Pickford, I don't know, last year, okay, like even if when you watch them play, like obviously like the Merseyside Derby is like a big game for them, but like the games that they played against us, or Liverpool, not by us, the game they played against Liverpool was very close games. The only reason why Liverpool won the first game was because of Pickford's error in that. So they can compete with the highest level, it's just whether or not they'll do that consistently. And the fact that they have Richarlison up front, obviously they have Pickford in net, and then they have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, however the fuck you say his name, Mason Holgate. I really feel like, I hate to say it, but I really feel like the Merseyside Derby might be more competitive this year than ever. I agree.
3, I have Tottenham. Yeah, they've always been a very good team the last few years, and I think just by making like 1 or 2 signings, it'll help in the best by giving them to 4th to 3rd. But they still have a very solid team all around, and it's not good enough for the title, but they'll go back to the Champions League.
3, I've got Spurs as well. Bringing in Tanguy Adomaloy was a really good signing. He filled the hole that we needed filled. Lo Celso, we still haven't figured out how to say it. He's young, talented, and has time to develop in the right system. He probably will get a decent amount of first team minutes. We're paying $60 million for him. Sessegnon will develop, probably be one of our outside backs in the future. And Harry Kane scored a brace in the first game. Understandably, one was a tap-in. But the whole team looked really sound in the game against Villa, at least in that second half. And so long as Lloris...
Okay, time cut.
Yeah, I got you. So long as Lloris doesn't shit the bed, they'll do all right. Finish third.
All right, 3. I got another hot take for y'all.
Oh, no.
I got City at 3.
Oh, that's hot. That is fuming, boy.
That is, I'm on fire. My phone
I know. I really feel okay, but I have like a reason for it. I really feel like this year they might be getting sick of the whole like Champions League exit jokes. So I really feel like they're going to do what Barcelona did against Liverpool last year. They're going to do the whole if they have a Champions League game, they're going to start resting their players. And I know that their B team is better than a lot of A teams in the Premier League, but I really feel like that they're going to be focusing way more on the Champions League this year than ever before. So the Premier League, they've won multiple times. They've won back-to-back years, right? So right now, it's kind of that's just another piece of hardware that they don't really care about. Not like they don't care about it, but it's second on their mind. Teams like Tottenham right now, they made the final now. They know what it's like. And they know that they can do it while still being semi-competitive in the Prem. So City can pick one or the other. They're either competitive in the Prem or they're competitive in Champions League. So I'm going to go for Champions League this year.
Second, Liverpool. I hate to say it, but 1, this team is built for the Champions League, which is must-see football. And 2, they didn't make enough moves like they did last year to really springboard them up the table. And I still feel like the first place team has an upper hand on them still.
So second, I've got City as well. They made really good signings. Wait, what?
I don't
as
have.
Well.
Oh, sorry, you need to say as well. Either way. Second, I have City. They made good signings, bringing in Cancelo and Rodri. Obviously, Rodri is not, worth the price paid. But definitely not worth the price paid. But City was able to sell off all of the players that they did or felt were unnecessary, that Viettel being the guy I'm referencing. But City won it last year, but didn't really do anything, I think, to counter what Liverpool has to offer. So if it comes down to City and Liverpool basically winning almost every other game and then having the games between them decide the title race, I think City finished second.
I got Tottenham at 2. I'm usually big on the whole fuck Tottenham thing. But I don't know. I really feel like that they know, again, back to my last point, I really think that they know they can be competitive in the Prem and in Champions League. So this year it'll be more balanced. Because I feel like last year they were giving it all into the Champions League, and like look where that got them. Right, they made the final, and then now if they put all that into the Premier League, might be a little easier for them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really feel like I could see City being 2, obviously, but I really think it'll be a Liverpool Tottenham finish.
Win the Premier League. Hate to say it, but 3 in a row, Man City. Just because I think they realize that all the teams that are competitive with them haven't made enough moves where 1-on-1, like City would still beat them. Like you saw against Liverpool last year, and you still kind of saw it against every other team. And I think City also knows that, like Barca is probably the favorite for the Champions League. So I don't know. I just think that you want to take, going off what Hunter said about focus on leagues, you want to take the obvious as opposed to the mystery. And I still think that they're the favorites in the Premier League and that they should just ride with it.
First place, I've got Liverpool. They are the best team in world football, without a doubt. Have the best player in world football in Virgil van Dijk, and have the best front 3 in football, without a doubt. Their team is literally terrifying to, in my opinion, any other team in the Premier League to look at. They have a deep team on top of their already stacked starting roster. They have youth. If you can bring players like Shaqiri and Wijnaldum and Divock Origi off the bench to go along with a great on-the-field starting 11 every week, and a goalkeeper, when healthy, Alisson, who's on his game almost every single day out, and even with Adriano goal for a little bit, I think Liverpool win the title and continue their dominance in the Champions League.
You already know what I'm going to say. At 1, I got Liverpool. Gotta say it, you know. Best football team in Europe right now. You know, let's talk about 6, baby. Now they know that they can win Champions League and still be very, very competitive in the Premier League. Yep, 1 point off. So it's not a crazy shout to say that they can still make a final in the Champions League this year and still win the Premier League this year. Because Joe and I were talking earlier about Liverpool and like their past with like failures to successes. And yeah, like in 2013, 2014, they lost the league by a couple points to City. Yep. Like last year, obviously, 2018 they lost Champions League final. Next year they came back stronger than ever and won it. Right. This year they lost the Premier League by 1 point. This year, I really feel like they can come back stronger than ever and win the Premier League. Win the Premier League for the first time in 20 years. So.
All right, so that concludes everything.
Concludes our thing.
Yep.
Our thing. Yeah, our thing.
If you have to stumble upon this, then please help us. We're poor. And
make a donation.
Yeah.
Any donation helps.
Go
Joe
fund
used
me.
to go to school at UMass Dartmouth, so you understand the trouble he's going through financially.
Yeah. And if you even want to make a comment,
works at Ronnie's Pizza.
If you want to make a comment, then do it, because we're 3 idiots and you're probably smarter than us.
And
hey, I'm just saying, I had a lot of hot takes last season, and I won.
Yeah, we had hot takes too, and we lost. It's just a matter.
I had a lot of hot takes, dude. I had a lot of hot takes.
1 for 3 on hot takes is not a good ratio.
Dude, I had Watford being up top.
Yeah, and I had Watford being on bottom.
Wolves. I had Wolves being up top.
Flip a coin, and you'll find out. And we'll find out the results in May. See y'all.
Love you.
Oh.
Love y'all.